We'll go ahead and call the workshop together for December 12th, 2022 together. Looking over the workshop, anything we need to add or delete. Approval of the agenda. We had our prior minutes for November 14th. Commissioners had a chance to review those, go over any additions or deletions. Now we'll add minutes of prior meeting to the consent agenda.
Okay.
No board appointments or proclamations. We also have splosh approval, capital equipment.
That would be a leaf back. It was kind of an emergency. We did send out text and we talked about it. It was very hard. You know what? You need to tell us. Or go ahead.
We got bids
You
for
found
new.
two of them.
We got bids for new ones ranging from 94,000, 98,000, 118,000 from different vendors. They couldn't promise them to either June, July, or August of next year. Tammy started on path looking for used ones, decent used ones, and so we worked hard and found one in Virginia, which was built by ODP, which is one of the brands that bid us a new one. It's a 2012 model, it's a 25 cubic yard dump trailer with tandem axle, had a 80-something horse John Deere motor, and he sent us pictures. Me and Timmy looked at it, forwarded it to Mondo. We need it now because we have been digging ditches all week, the last 2 weeks with this rain. We got to get these leaves up as we expressed. And what we back up, what started at, the repair to the old one was $6,000 to $8,000. It wasn't a guarantee. So
Yeah, it started out like.
yeah, so we just get the one. This was an item in splosh for us to purchase because we had researched it a couple of years ago. So we ended up going with the used one we found for $64,900. It was completely repainted. Jerry and Ansel and Timmy, who's the other helper today? Tyler, myself went over it. Run good. We had a little button stick, but you know it was just kind of cool this morning. I guess how did it work today?
Worked great.
You loaded up. So again, we made an emergency decision with talking with the commissioners and went ahead and made the purchase because it was also on hold for it was getting voted on tonight from another city. And he had another one, but it wasn't as good as this one, so we felt we wanted to go ahead and get it. So we just need to formally put it on the minutes tonight to approve the ODP 2012 leaf act for $64,900.
And probably, we'll look at the old one. We've got a few things down there at the shop that we'll probably be bringing up for surplus.
Yeah.
Put on gov deals.
Yeah.
We've got the old leaf back.
The parts, leak back, maybe the truck.
Yeah.
We've got a few things. And I just don't like from the pile up down there. We aren't using it.
Everybody agreed upon the lead type? All right, thank you all. All right, replacement pump, Warbright Station. Dwayne.
We had to replace a pump at the Warbright pump station. Our spare pump that we had installed in it basically exploded, couldn't be repaired. So we've got a spare in it, but we have to keep one on backup in case we lose one, because it takes both pumps down there during these high water events like this rain coming up Wednesday. We've got to have that station at 100%. And so we got that ordered. R&W Contractors came up with a total price. This is for a 30 horsepower, 4-inch submersible pump. of $22,671.90. We got two other bids. RW Contractors was the lowest bid. So we decided to go with that one and go ahead and get it on order. They said it would be 5 to 7 weeks before we get it delivered, and we need it yesterday. So we went ahead and had that ordered, get it on its way.
And a reminder, Woolbride is what takes about 90% of our city, where everything from about, to me, the Shaw Building, south, all the pumps run to Woolbride, which is behind the transfer station. That's a very critical point of our sewer system. And as Dwayne talked about this water, I think the pumps didn't shut off for 3 or 4 days solid.
Yeah, they ran the last event for about 3 days.
And we run into another issue with the electrical room getting so hot, it's shutting down
The VFDs.
VFDs, which is kind of like a gas pedal.
Right.
And so as it gets more and more, when both pumps are wide open, it's creating so much heat, so we got an air conditioner system put in it. But this is the things that a lot of people don't understand, that this is a 24/7, and when it's raining like this, and we just got thousands and thousands of leaks that we're slowly trying to fix. And these guys are up late night, and we appreciate what they do. It's just one of those things we gotta do. Everybody good with that?
Mm.
We're gonna do the pump and the installation.
Pump and installation for that price.
Yes, sir.
And it's how much?
17,371.90 for the pump, and estimated 5,300 to install. So a total of 22,671.90. All right. Ordinance edition. I had Brian Fairclough had come up to me with some investors that were looking at some things within the city, and brewery pub, or what we call a in-house distillery or in-house malt beer making, was something that was interesting to some folks and with the group that he's working with. And so we got looking in the ordinance, and we do not have that. So I called to talk to Ron's office, and Ryan Rodham was the other one that got sent to me, and City Lafayette's in the same process of this. City Lafayette is actually working on an ordinance for that, to add that to their ordinances. So I told Ryan what we'd have to do is decide what zones that would be in, and if he wanted to speak on what could be potentially happening here, but it would be up to the commission to decide to add this definition to our ordinance and decide what zones that would be in. And then we'd have to do the public hearings for the public to come in and say yea or nay, the 2 hearings that we'd have to have, and then vote on it again later on. So it'd be up to the commission. We're always looking for new things to come. If somebody's interested in a restaurant with a microbrewery in it, kind of like if you've been to Top of the Rock or downtown, there's a few of them down there. It's kind of what kind of a business has asked about or looked about some property here, and I think we need to be open-minded, and if it's something we need to do to help entice investors in our city, it's something that we need to do. But I'll let Brian speak on this.
It's definitely not a honky tonk, so I want to get that.
No.
So it is a microbrewery, like you've been to Top of the Rock. That Top of the Rock is a microbrewery. They were based on brewing beer. You get a certain clientele, you get a higher end clientele. I do have a possible investor here with me, Clifton Reeser. So it is something that we're looking at doing, certain property. I just want to be clear that it is not like a bar. It's a nice establishment, an eatery with craft beer. And craft beer brings more money, which means more tax revenue for the city. And I did talk to, I mentioned it to Hansel. I didn't know, I thought it'd be a good idea if we could get this passed, if like a percentage of the sales tax could go to like the fire department or the city police, because I feel like when I'm laying in bed at 3 a.m., you guys get a call, you guys are getting a bad end of the deal, and they need to be paid, the fire department. their in-such, and I thought, well, maybe we could do this and allocate, if that's possible, a percentage of tax to them. Just another idea I had.
So, listen to this, if it's something we want to act on tonight, we can call the proper advertising or get that from the attorney and start the proper advertising to have the public hearings within here and kind of speak what zones we might need. So what zones you feel that would be, the BRs
Yeah, I think mainly the BRs,
and all the B, which it covers, all the Bs, B1, 2, 3.
yeah, should cover all of them.
So,
Like, would that be something that, we would need to, going back to the liquor stores, is that something we would need to put limits on or not? Is it, would it
No.
be more like a restaurant?
it's more like a restaurant, and they make their own beer with them. They would still have to, Brian was helping us, he was trying to understand as well, but if they decide to, do other beers besides their own, then they have to go just like our restaurants are, they have to get the malt beverage and wine, and if they want to distill spirits, they have to ask for all of that. But on their own beer, it's a little different, and he's trying to find that exactly what the state requires.
And it would be like included with a restaurant?
Yeah, definitely be a restaurant.
Currently, you have to be able to sell that, you have to have so much food before.
I tried to get you to go top of rock with it, but you wouldn't go, so.
I think I had something to do with it.
You did a while ago.
No, you just think I'm gonna give you a hard time about it, I'm not.
Yeah.
It would be like our current restaurants now with the Mexicans, the 2 Mexican restaurants.
Listen, we need someone.
Yeah,
to eat around here.
but the thing is, we don't
Like
have
me,
it.
don't cook it much.
But I forwarded y'all Lafayette's right now, your city emails to give you an overlook of what they are currently working on right now with Lafayette, which is our claim attorney. This is a perfect time with that, you can just change a few words. And, we have tasked them to look at our whole zoning section with the new laws, as Brian had mentioned in our other meetings, that they have went to their new updates for the state laws on zoning. We tasked him to get ours up to date, and this could be part of that as well. So anytime we add a definition or we want to add that word brewery pub into the ordinance in the zoning sections of BR, B1, B2, and B3, requires a commission decision, a public notice, and all of that we would notice out, and for people to come in and say yea or nay before you make your decision.
I know I've been in them, I just don't know the way. They're pretty neat.
Yeah,
When I
they
look
are.
at New York,
Yeah, the goal, and I'm sorry to speak out of turn here,
No, you're not.
is to truly attract like a local attraction, if that makes sense. Support local business. This is not like a chain style restaurant or establishment. It is meant to kind of propagate, support local business. I think you'll see other attractions, whether it's the arts and such, that follow these type establishments, as you can see set forth in other communities. So kind of a classy spot, if that makes sense, to go enjoy a beverage, a nice meal. You'll see, family food and games also included in most of these areas, and that's truly the goal of a place like this in the city.
do we have some
Yep.
possibilities, some places?
Some speculative areas.
Well, I mean, we don't have a lot of space.
Well, they got some good ideas, and that's before they start really pushing them. That's where doing the homework with the city, setbacks, things like that. But this is us being proactive for somebody that's really looking to push something that if we don't have it, to show our support, we need to get in our ordinance if we want it to happen. Sandy?
I was just gonna say that in other communities that I've been in and worked with, that normally the owners of a brew pub like that are very community-minded. They're very involved in the community. It's definitely not like a chain coming in. And it's always been and especially in a smaller community, it's been a gathering place for locals, but also visitors as well. So it's been positive for a lot of communities that I've had to visit with.
Ryan had met with me and showed me some ideas, and still things that they're really working on, but I think it's a good move for us to be proactive with investors wanting to look in our city, and this is the first step. And if it is, and y'all agree, we can start the legwork and being prepared to start setting dates and things of that, so. It may be right after the first year, because we're so tight right now with holidays, but, try to set some dates forward and show investors that we're really ready to move for new types of businesses in our city. I hope to promote ends of our city that, it would be a good thing. We know there's a lot of visitors here, we're seeing them daily. And another thing that,
We're seeing a lot of unique, motel, a lot of
Yeah,
visitors
that's
come
what-
down, and it's like, they come here and they're like, what do we do now? So we tell them stuff, and a lot of them go to Chattanooga, because, but they do eat at Canyon Grill or Lookout Mountain Pizza, things of that nature.
be nice to keep them right here with us if we can, if something like this happens, so.
If they're gonna spend money wherever they go, here or
Yeah.
Chattanooga, so.
I think it's a great move for the city. If y'all are aware, we can add it to the consent agenda to start the process of getting it ready with our attorney and set the dates and stuff, and get back, and once it's done, set some dates out. For the public hearings.
Yeah, I think,
Y'all good? All right.
yeah, but when we're looking at sharing that money, maybe we don't want to look at the animal shelter too.
Well,
No, shut it down.
all right. All right, we'll go just step right into our regular meeting, if y'all are good. We'll go for invocation and pledge allegiance. We're going to start with our regular scheduled meeting of the December 12th of our first and second Monday of every month. But we'll start with an invocation and a pledge. But before we start, this is a very, December's a time of Christmas and being with families, and we've been a lot of loss throughout our community. Different families, one of them really close to me, and close to a lot of us was Don Townsend, lost his wife this past Friday. So please think of Don Townsend and the Conaway family. Then also, City Emerson Mayor Al Pallone and his wife Camelia was killed this past Saturday at 4 o'clock in a tragic accident. I sat with Al on the regional commission, real nice man, you know where all Emerson is, so that's another family I knew, but all the families throughout here, we need to be thinking of also at this time, so being the Christmas time and what it really means for us all, so being with family and thinking about these families that are hurting right now. So. All right, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, and we ask that you be with these families we just mentioned today, and as this time of Christmas, as we move forward with families, and all that these families are held and comforted with you and their friends and word. Be with these commissioners tonight as we do the city business, and we appreciate the attendance and the people that are here to look and invest inside our city, and all of our directors and employees, our public safety that keeps us moving as a time as well throughout this year and as we move forward. Be with this meeting as we move forward and all in the future in your precious name. Amen. Salute. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, this is a regular scheduled meeting that takes place the second Monday of every month. Proper notice of this meeting is given to the local portion to Facebook and website, posted in our hall. This time we'll do a roll call. Commissioner Powell. Here. Commissioner Wood. Here. Commissioner Norris. Here. Commissioner Harris. We do have a forum to conduct a meeting. This time we'll start with district reports or department reports, and then the police commissioner Norris.
Thank you. For the month of November, the police department answered 311 calls for service, conducted 1,464 business checks, answered 2 animal complaint calls, responded to 2 domestic disturbance calls, 14 trespassing calls, 22 suspicious activity calls, and were 16 traffic accidents. 111 traffic stops were conducted in the city, resulting in a total of 47 citations being issued. Citations were as follows. Double speeding, there were 10. Driver's license violations, 4. vehicle registration violations 7, DUIs 3, insurance violations 2, drug-related objects 1, one-way road violation, underage alcohol, 21 of them. Correct. Didn't write it.
Just one.
Oh, 121, I'm sorry, I was reading it wrong. My bad, Steve. 121, one of those underage alcohol. Fair to yield 1, seatbelt violations 7, hands-free violations 4, fair to maintain lane 1, open container of alcohol 2, unsecured load 1, improper use for the center turn lane 1, and commercial vehicle violation 4.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Parks and Rec, Commissioner.
The community center was rented 127 hours. Animal Control had 7 animal control work orders or complaints. The recreation park ball fields, the bathrooms have been completed, so there is heat now in the bathroom. These will be closed at dark, so if anybody wants to, after that, I'm sorry. Also, if you notice across the creek, the land is starting to be cleaned out a little bit and cleared. And I'd like to thank Alex for doing his part in that and getting it under control.
Yeah, we had a local business owner approach us, and it's one of those things I sent out to the commission. Ronnie and Vicky McLeod wanted to clear some trees behind the building due to some leaves and some water damage, so he gave us a price on the whole thing, and we just let him go. Ronnie is currently going over there tying ribbons around the trees we want to keep, and Ronnie feels he can do a lot more, a little bit better, so they're over there going through it, going to put the mulch on the ground and let it hold it this winter, and hopefully it's something that we can start maintaining and keeping. Commissioner Norris had mentioned we had some people with tents and other things back there. We do have a major water problem issue. It's going to cause some work that we need some assistance with Public Works. We're also talking with the Solo and Circle K to get some access, easement access, and see if we can thin some of that out as well. Hopefully we can make it look good and extend walking trails and maybe picnic tables and areas right there in that area in the future. So it's good when local owners want to help us because it's helping their building, and he done it for a real good price. I think he charged us $2,000 to do what we've seen out there. And we also have some people that's come in that's wanting to cut some of the trees that we need, so that's what Ronnie's put the ribbons on the trees we want to keep and ribbons on the trees we're going to cut. And some of the people that want to cut it, so some people's come to him, so we're going to continue to work on that. All right, Commissioner House, Fire and Utilities.
Excuse me. Okay, monthly inspections, we had 4 new constructions, 2 property reviews, 1 garage addition, and 1 remodel. Had 7 electrical and HVAC and plumbing inspections. The fire department had a total of 97 calls. They were dispatched and canceled and out to 61 of them. Had 7 that were fire related, 3 accidents, 2 medical, and 24 standby. And then the sewer department for the month had 34 underground locates, 6 emergency locates, 14 sewer calls, 2 sewer line inspections, and 1 main line repair.
Commissioner Wood, streets.
Okay, first of all, I want to apologize that we didn't get the addition of Christmas lights. That was a goal of mine. I have been wanting to do that for the past few years. But every time I called about them, it was like it was no problem. You just, it's kind of like Walmart. You just call, order it, and it shows up. Well, I didn't put into thought about, how things have changed since the pandemic, and I should have, because me owning the business, I definitely know. But, as it turned out, there was no way we could get certain things here by Christmas. And so I chose to, I didn't feel there was any sense in ordering it if I thought that there would, be a possibility that after Christmas we might could get it cheaper. So we'll look at that later. And so that's one thing. Oh, well, I guess I have another apology. We paved, Lookout Circle and Crabtree Street. Well, I know there's a drain break over there on Crabtree Street. We have called Kistner back. They all look pretty good except for one, and I don't know what happened, why it didn't get raised up like the rest of them. But they have agreed to come back and fix it. So, they hadn't been paid yet, and I have the utmost confidence in them that they will be back. And then we paved Lookout Circle, and I've had 2 calls from property owners that because it has raised the road up, even with their driveway, then water's flowing down their driveway, which I know in one house there was problems before that anyway, which it probably did make it worse, or it could have made it worse. And we're gonna look at that, and we're gonna see whatever we can do. I mean, I desire to fix it. I mean, I own a house over there right next to your house. But we do have to, even me, when we get a house in a hole, we know water comes downhill. And so we have to take that into consideration. But Timmy has been over there, I've been over there, and he has a couple of ideas, and we're gonna do all that we can, but with the rain like it is, it just hadn't permitted.
Yeah, a lot of the water that's getting to the one house, Mr. Dole's, is coming off another property owner. That's hitting another property owner that's running into our street, that's run over into Cody's, Mr. Dole's place. So we also need to get with the developer in there. There's some issues. I mean, we can't help that it's running on our property, or on the city property, but like you said, we've been over there during these heavy times, and we've seen it. And we do have some drainage over there, but there's not enough. But,
I know water's horrible, I know.
But you guys don't do it.
Well, I mean, it's, like they were saying, the road was raised up, and it's part of paving, we got what we had. And, it did get rid of, we had a lip on our driveway, and that kind of diverted the water down the road
Down
more.
to the other drain.
But now it's just coming into my yard, and her yard as well, and knocked the retaining wall down in her house.
So when I was over there, and I mentioned to Timmy and Monda that if we was to soft cut the curves where that water's coming off that property, it's right across from Cody, and it's over to the right, it's an undeveloped piece of property, that's where it's falling off there like a river, which is it's either coming off Sales Lane or off Jack Sales property. So it's when we have these mass moves, but with any type of drainage, we do have drainage on the street that they're on, but it's on the other end of the curve, which means we would have to bring that drain across 4 concrete drives, which would mean in our right of way, saw cut 4 concrete drives, bringing box culverts up and putting them in. And it's on both sides of the road as well too. But if we were to saw cut and let it go across onto the local property, it's going to hit the other houses on Burns behind them. So we're really going to have to look at that. That's why we want to get the developer involved about that as well. So.
I hate to interrupt you, but can I go back and add something?
We can do that under new business.
Okay.
Since y'all have done it, that's what I was going to suggest.
Just don't let me forget.
Okay.
But we put flags up for Veterans Day, done our usual. They bagged many leaves. I mean, really, they've had a lot of hands-on this month. So, we appreciate that. I know, I've drove around and seen them out with shovels, digging out ditches. I mean, just the old-fashioned way.
And another thing on that Lookout Circle, Bernice, when Timmy and them when we had the contractors come, that was just the base material. They never topped either one of those streets in the prior approval. The base material being more open aggregate allowed moisture to seep through. Usually when you put your base level down, you put the final coat which seals it, which is a tight mesh. That's why we had all those spots open. So developer that didn't do it that time the right way has cost us pretty hard again, but we really are. But that's one of the things that we've learned as well.
But I did get, I did get equally, I did get 2 calls of people, you know, thrilled about it.
I'm through. I'm glad we have a new road. I don't have to dodge potholes.
Yeah. Well, in the drains on West Crabtree, again, the same water, I was driving around checking because we were at flood conditions at the creek. So we used to check sales line and others, so I was hitting all of that, but the drains were working good.
Yeah.
So West Crabtree. We can fix that one. It's gonna be all right.
And then, of course, we went over, the leaf bag, we got the new leaf bag, and so maybe they'll get the city cleaned up.
All right, thank you, Commissioner. Again, I'll start with my report. I'm gonna put Ryan on the spot again. There was a grand opening here for the Town Creek Trail. Apologize I couldn't get there. You asked me, I had another retirement party to get to, but would you like to speak on it? You're one of the members.
Oh, well, I wasn't supposed to, but,
Yeah,
we just had a grand opening.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah.
The idea of the trail is for it to go to, well, Jenkins Park is the beginning, and then it goes over to the elementary school, and then eventually it's gonna go to Siddons Gulch. So that's the entirety of it that I know. I was just brought on board like 2 months ago, I think.
Yeah, but you did a good job.
Well, yeah, tried to.
Yeah.
Put out a lot of fires, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, again, this was private investors, the Lyndhurst Foundation, a lot of people, you know, we agreed upon that to help keep management, keep it under control. I don't know when are they waiting to pull the ribbons to let people walk or a few more things. I think they're still getting, I know they were over there last week getting the sediment screens off.
Yeah, they were gonna push up more dirt
Yeah,
around the
sides.
trail on the sides and plus rock that bridge.
Yeah. And I've also, since that side's done, I'm still checking on the crosswalk with the battery solar powered things. They got it in the rotation. That's all they can tell me, so that's something that we agreed upon, I guess, a year ago, to put up to see, and they want to see it, and they've got the copies of it as well, so we'll stay on GDOT for that. That's about all I have. Again, you know, thinking of the holidays here. I hope everybody enjoys the time with their family and spends that time. Think of the ones that I mentioned earlier, and you know, we'll start a fresh year. When we come back, it'll be a whole new year, get started with a new budget. I appreciate everybody's help in moving forward with that, and we'll be ready to go. I'm gonna start in the financials, in your financial section. Again, this is the ending months of October 31st, 2022. General funds $802,597.74, and a reconciliation follows the bank statement. For the month of October, total income or revenue received is $280,254.56. That's on page 3 of the general fund. Total expenses for the month is $130,010.49. Year to date, January to October, total 10 months is $2,022,310. Year to date, gross expenses for 10 months is $1,900,524.42. Sewer, City of Trenton Sewer, October statement is $147,024.54. Reconciliation of that bank statement follows. Charge for services for the month of October is $51,701.07. Total expenses for the month of October is $37,791.99. Year to date, 10 months, January to October is $473,522.06. Total expenses is $383,492.28. Hotel motels, $139,007.11. Your reconciliation bank statement follows. Trenton Police Department funds, $2,484.92. Your reconciliation follows. ARP funding, $803,823.98. I usually quick update here, we should have the final RFP products documents to go out on the large screen and electrical updates in January. I spoke with the engineer last week on that. Trenton Fire Department funds, $2,823.99. 2015 series bond SPLOST, $60,938.13. 2021 SPLOST, $341,864.95 in reconciliation follows. That will be my report, and the finances for October 2022. We'll need a motion to approve the finances.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Pound,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Wood. Any other discussion? None, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, we get into appearances. I'm seeing Miss Eloise, Miss Mindy County, Lake County Public Library.
Thank you again for having me, and I appreciate it every month, getting to talk about the library and what we're doing. First, I want to thank Commissioner Norris. He came and toured the library last week. He was able to see one of our field trips from the Dade County High School Special Needs class, as well as I got to show him some of the things that we're doing at the library, the services that we offer, as well as the new books that we bring in. I gave all of you a copy of our November stats. Circulation, that means how many of the books that we have purchased at the library circulated during the month of November. That's almost 3,500 books circulated through the month of November. Our door count for the month of November was 1,752. That's how many folks walked in the library during the month of November. So it's just something to keep in mind. I think I was told that the population of the city of Trenton is right around 1,900. About 19,000 for Dade County, if I'm not mistaken. So that's almost 10% of our population in Dade County, and very, very close to, I don't know if those were all city of Trenton residents, but we have a lot of people coming in and out of the library using it for all of our different services. We had 467 pages printed. We had 20 people use our fax. We notarized 10 documents. 9 people used our study rooms, and I've mentioned it before, but our study rooms are available. We've had people do job interviews in there where they had to get on and do a Google Meet. We've had people conduct tutoring sessions. They've had business meetings. They're private rooms that anyone can use. You can call ahead and reserve the rooms. There's no fee for that. We had 2 people use our large meeting room during the month of November. We had 17 programs at the library with an attendance of 144 people coming to those programs. And last but not least, we added 52 new books to our collection during the month of November. As I spoke to last month, I think it had just happened, the fire alarm went off at the library, and we all had a conversation about that, and it was a leak in the refrigerant in our air conditioning system. One thing we discovered in that was that our fire alarm was not actually connected to a phone line, so no one was notified when the fire alarm went off. So that is being remedied as of this week. We had Bob Brislin. I know he does a lot of work with the county. He came in and he ascertained what we needed to get that done, and I think the final approval was given last week to go ahead and connect our fire alarm to an actual, the phone line at 911. And Stacy Stevens and Bob also came and helped us. We are going to be putting an alarm system up at the library, and the Dade County is going to be a camera system. Yes, I'm sorry. They're going to be putting security cameras up that we will be able to retain the footage for 2 weeks. They'll be indoor and outdoor, so we can monitor what's going on at the library.
It's the same Avigilon system that we have here, several other places.
Yeah.
It's a good system.
So we're excited about that as well. Another thing I want to highlight, if y'all didn't know, I mentioned some of our career test prep that last month that anyone can utilize with the library card. Another thing that we offer is AP test prep. So AP are the advanced placement tests. That's what a lot of our high school students are taking at Dade County High. If they score high enough on those AP tests, they can get college credit, which saves them and or their parents money on college classes because they can test out of them. So with the library card and through our Learning Express digital library, we have test prep for, I think, 10 to 12 AP classes that they can get on, take some sample tests, they can get them the answers given to them as they're learning, and they can take 2 different versions of those AP tests to get ready for that. So it's just another thing I wanted to highlight for any of our students out there that are looking at taking those AP tests. We also have our annual Friends of the Library Christmas ornament sale going on right now. This year it's the 16th year, and we have Dade County Elementary is the ornament for 2022. You can purchase those for $15 either at the library or at Dade County Elementary. And last but not least, we will be closed December 24th through the 27th for the Christmas holidays. It'll be posted on our website as well as on the sign around the square, and we'll have a notice up on the door, but we will be closed those days. Any questions for me?
Appreciate all your help and work and dedication on there.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate all the support from the city of Trenton as well.
Lines of voting, same.
Thank you for having me, and just want to give you a little update from the Lights for Day. But I will tell you that the winner of the Light Up Trenton was Trenton Mercantile. So we had a lot of good participation with Light Up Trenton this year, and of course the community looks really beautiful at night especially, and so the Trenton Mercantile, if you'll give them your congratulations at being the winner. We'll do a video tomorrow of the transfer of the trophy, and so that will be posted on Facebook, and we'll get that information out. Also, too, another event we did recently was the Holiday Expo. We had about 80 exhibitors and over 1,000 attendees, so that was well attended. I think that a lot of people had a lot of fun, and I think the exhibitors were happy about the attendance. We currently have 109 investors with the Alliance for Dade, and I do want to let the small businesses know that we now have a contact with the Small Business Development Center, which our office is Rome, and they are there to serve businesses in our community. And so anybody needing some assistance with a variety of things can contact me at the office right downtown, and we can put them in contact with a consultant depending on what their needs might be. So that's a service. We also have access to the different websites that, webinars that they provide. Some of them are very low cost, some of them are free. So anybody interested in that can contact me, and I'd be happy to give them that information. Also, some upcoming community events that are happening still. The Christmas wreaths for veterans is coming up on the 17th. So if you need more information about that, Gail Hedden is in charge of that. Those wreaths will be laid on the graves at Chattanooga National Cemetery on the 17th. On the 31st, coming up, is the Run It Out, Run It In New Year's Eve 5K race that the Lions Club puts on. So anybody interested in that, Ronnie Cartwright has more details. And then just if you're not aware, actually bi-monthly, the Cloudland Canyon Interpretive Center has different events, hikes, programs at the Interpretive Center, and all that can be found on their Facebook page. We also will have it on our Facebook page as well. So there's a lot of fun activities for the community. Also, too, our numbers for the Welcome Center for the month of November was 9 residents came in. We had 21 visitors and 40 calls. So that's my report. Have any questions that we have to answer?
No legal matters that we know of or any unfinished business, Commissioner? Not any citizens' participation? Anybody like to address the commission before we go on to new business? Here none. We have any new business to consider?
Yes, we do. And I'm sorry if I mentioned it already, but we need to put in place a moratorium for campgrounds, camp or short-term rental, or stay for residential dwelling purposes until we can get an ordinance on this and get it fixed. We've had a couple places that have set up campers and they're not supposed to, so.
Well, we don't have a definition of it.
We don't have a definition for it, and we'll have to get an ordinance.
Yeah, and then one of the things with the attorney is that, so we've had two that have done this, so we'd like to make sure that it's right, so they're not popping up everywhere.
Can I just plant a seed about the street?
No, well, no, we need to handle this matter first.
Oh, okay.
Y'all need to decide, to do this or not. In a big business, this could be, is that a formal motion?
Yes.
And there's, so,
I'll second.
right, so if there's any discussion while we're doing this, this is the time. Motion by Commissioner House and second by Commissioner Wood. So if there's any discussion why this is it. Is to get it in our ordinances and our zoning and what it will be in, and have the term structure sections of it. Here, no discussion. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries for moratorium as a campgrounds and short-term rental of RVs. All right. Any other new business to be brought up?
Okay, years ago, and Ansel could probably tell us more about when this was, because I didn't even know they existed. There were some streets that were supposed to be put in, but they never were, or extended out, and it's just it never comes up. You probably don't even know about it. Most of you probably don't even know about it. The only time it comes up is when one of these property owners is going to do something on that property. And so, Ansel, you describe the streets to us.
Yeah, me and Chief Kaiser and the mayor looked at it. Over here, right across the street where the sweet peas and stuff is, May Avenue, it's a circle, and it's made eventually to go straight through. So that portion of May Avenue, we want to close down, and once they close it down, half the right of way will go to each neighbor on each side. And then 3rd Street between Poplar and John, it was supposed to extend up through there. 4th Street between Case Avenue and Main Avenue, and then also Case Avenue between 3rd Street and 5th Street. I think all of it we've put on there and that we've noticed. They were put in there when the city streets were built to extend through there, but they never did.
So they were put in for development.
Yeah, and they never was, and we had a few come and ask, and if y'all do decide to do that, they'll just take it away and it'll go to each property owner on each side. Half of it will be on each side.
Like, we're on May.
Yeah, it was supposed to go.
Like between.
So,
Like when you make that curve right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
so it goes in front of Jerry's house, in front of my house.
Yeah, instead of that loop, it was supposed to go straight right through there.
Me and Jerry brought this up back when Gene was mayor about getting them closed.
Yeah.
And they were just never developed, but if you look on the assessor's wire, the Q Public, they're all there. And really,
And 4th Street from 4th to Poplar to May Avenue.
I mean, it wouldn't even, we've looked at it like this, it wouldn't even look right. No landscapes have been done, and,
Oh yeah, there's a lot been done. It'd take a lot.
but I'm just asking the commission if we could just go ahead and get, this is just like one of them old things we need to get off the book. But we have to go about it the right way, so I'm just asking that if we could abandon those.
Jerry pass this around, if we don't see it.
I'm betting y'all have one.
Go on, talk about public. We need to look at it.
A lot of the streets were closed years ago, we can't find them. I mean, they've never been there since I was a kid.
And that's been a long time.
Shut up.
Real long time.
That's all, she'll be there one
This one probably none of us is.
And I don't know, and I guess before we do that, I mean, I'm just sitting here thinking, we better check with attorneys. And if we have to check with all the property owners that's touching that, that's probably the second thing. So we can put it on, of what the attorneys tell us to do, the steps, and we can follow up with that.
Okay. Yeah, we need to make sure that, we might even have to have a public hearing with them.
I don't know, I think it's out with property owners. Or we could say, I don't know, that's all we can find out before we get in trouble. So we'll make it for that in a motion to sign out from the attorneys of what we gotta do. If it is, we have to publicly put it out, then we can, you hand that map up there and let them see what we're talking about. And then it will, do from there. So that won't require a vote, that just requires a handshake or a shake to get the attorneys involved, and we can report on it next month. We're good, okay? All righty, we're gonna consider all items, under consent agenda from the workshop, approval of the agenda, approval of the previous meeting minutes, approval of the ODP leaf act for $64,900 for the leaf pickup for the street department at Splost, and also the spare pump for Woolbright Pump Station, and installation for $22,671.90. And then we also approving the move to the pub brewery addition to the ordinance, and start information with the city attorney and start public hearings on that. Any other items, Commissioner, you missed? All right, so I need a motion for the items read under the workshop for the consent agenda under new business.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Commissioner Wood,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Powell. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. No executive session?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Well, wait a second. We gotta tell everybody Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Steve, do you have something?
The blood draw thing you're supposed to bring to commission?
Oh, shoot, we forgot to do it.
The blood draw.
All right, explain, we still got time.
It's just a policy that we need to get adopted by the city police department. We've got one officer that has went to school to draw blood. The state has changed it, the police academy is teaching a class where, the breath thing has been kind of an issue with the state. So everything's going blood just about. So we got one officer that's certified to do it now, and see, now he's doing it, the county's got one that's certified to do it. This is done so it won't tie up our ambulances. Right now, we have to get ambulances over there, and if they're tied up, or if there's only one available, we can't use it. We gotta keep it for the people that might need it.
And then people give consent for blood versus that, so Steve, I apologize, it's a crazy week, but, he had come up with this ordinance, or this policy that we need to get in, and the training again, that would.
And it's a copy of the same policy as the Georgia State Patrol. It's just been changed over to meet our needs, because in our wording and stuff.
And we did, just to clarify, we did, remember the moratorium.
Y'all voted and done that in the
Okay.
individual
All right.
section.
If you
So-
didn't know it, I knew it.
So under new business, we will adopt a new policy of the blood draw for the Trenton Police Department with the training and adopting the state's blood draw policy for the Trenton Police Department. We need somebody to put that in the form of a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Commissioner Powell,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Norwood. Any discussion? All in favor? Steve, I apologize. All right. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. We appreciate everybody's involvement. We appreciate investors coming to see us and work with us, and we're going to work on it hard to get it moving. Appreciate everyone. Hope you have a great Christmas and New Year's, and we'll talk to you next year. How about that? Got to make a motion for adjournment now.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Yes.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everyone.